Okay, now welcome back to our second class regarding states of matter. First class में हमने देखा solid material can be divided into two types, which is amorphous and crystalline. हमने ये भी देखा था कि crystalline solids have defined here crystalline. So what we know about this is that a crystalline solid has a fixed shape because of the strong bond, and the bonds have lesser interatomic or intermolecular strength. That is why these are termed as crystalline bonds, and the crystalline solids have a definite shape but a high melting and a high boiling point. Even to the extent that my graphite, which is a super cool liquid at the rate of 4 Kelvin per minute, it turns into quartz glass or shot glass, and if it is not a super cool state, then it will turn into normal quartz glass. Okay, now what I would be going into is crystalline solids are further divided into ionic solids, then they are divided into molecular solids. Wait just a minute. Molecular, and the third but not the least is atomic state. So right now I will be taking into consideration only ionic solids and molecular solids. So the third type of solid structure we'll handle it tomorrow. Ionic solids, as the name suggests, this type of solids are made out of those metals or those elements which are ionic in nature. When I say that the element is ionic in nature, what I mean by that fact is that the element or the constituent of the solid is in a hurry to gain an electron or lose a proton. I would be explaining you right now why did I say gain an electron and lose a proton. Because any atom or any kind of a material found in nature, Earth, what happens is those kind of material are said to be electrically charged if the electrons are in movement, and also at the atomic structure level of every element we have protons and neutrons at the center. It is the electrons which move around, which means that this electron is the one which is responsible for the electrical charges in nature. Therefore, ionic solids are those solids which are made up of a particular kind of an element or a metal or a non-metal which has a hurry to to gain electron or lose a proton. The summary of this fact is they need to have a negative charge on themselves so that they go ahead and form a ionic solid, because the ionic solids are made up of ionic bond. This ionic bond is again responsible for the strong dipolar forces. This dipolar forces now can also be known as London forces, because the scientist who discovered this was J.R.C. London. So these dipolar forces are always stronger in case of a ionic solid which is made up of ionic bond. When I refer to something as a dipolar source, what I mean to get at is Na, 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 Na. So this kind of arrangement that I've shown here is a common example of a dipolar force. Now, if the dipolar force is strong, the bond length has to be less, because with a longer bond length, a dipolar force would not be able to be performing the function that it is asked to perform. Besides that, In ionic solids, the melting point and the boiling point are low in nature. Also, the ductility and the malleability are also considered to be lower in nature because they are in the form because the solid is in the form of an iron, and if the extra force is applied on this ionic material, then the shape might change forever, which means instead of stretchability, it will be showing a property called plasticity in physics. Okay, now when an ionic solid is formed the interatomic force between the two poles, that is the negative and the positive poles, the interatomic force gets weaker. As a result, at times when these kind of solutions are super heated or super cooled, the crystalline solid which is the ionic solid, can go back and assume the amorphous forms. So children, today I would be only dealing with this ionic solids right now because this topic needs more time, because if I give you all the download today or in one class, then we'll be at a risk of not able to be retaining this kind of a knowledge download. Children, remember one thing: we are in a hurry to finish our syllabus, but that hurry or that haste ends up wasting more time of ours. How, you would be asking me? Just because if in a hurry I complete this entire three types of molecular or crystalline solids today, at the end of the day you might not be able to retain anything significant in a significant quantity. That is why I have been telling you right now that this is something which needed more depth, so I gave you this as an overview. Now tomorrow this will be with in depth and the molecular solid, and the third type of crystalline solid will be starting that. Excuse me. Also, the three-dimensional and five-dimensional lattice structure is what we'll be discussing at tomorrow. Because based on those lattice structures, you would be facing certain objective questions in prelims. So till then, take care, study well, stay safe, be happy.